Hey guys, I am back with another review, and this one is going to be for The Torch That Ignites the Stars by Andrew Rowe. So this is book 3 in the Arcane Ascension series, and I was introduced to this series right before SPFBO when it got nominated as a finalist. I was rooting for it really hard, and then it got nominated, and I was super excited. Um, so this series, the first one, Sufficiently Advanced Magic, I have read that book I don't even know how many times because I put it on as an audio and it really helps with like anxiety. It's a comfort book for me. So I definitely read for escapism a lot, not just for the love of prose and worlds, but just to get out of my own head. And so this series has definitely been like a comfort series to me, and I've really enjoyed going through and reading the whole thing. So kind of like what the Adrian Tchaikovsky review I left recently, uh, I went back and I read all of the reviews after I was done, like on Goodreads, and I was surprised again. It was another big chunk of 3 stars. When usually when I look through those reviews from my friends list for those two authors, I usually see 4 and 5 stars, like big blocks of 4 and 5 stars with the occasional 3. And it's reversed for the last 2 books, which is surprising to me, but I also understand it in both instances. So, what was surprising to me about the 3 stars this time? If you've made it this far, my hair in the series, you've got to know that Corin loves exploring magic, and that's going to take up like a large chunk of the book. Now, it is fair to say that some people probably are reading despite that, not because of that. And I think that's where the divide comes in for this book. If you really loved the world building through exploring magic and Corin's compulsive need to understand how it works and like experiment with it and all that, you're going to adore this book. If that was a drawback for you and you were more interested in the plot line going forward, you might struggle and 3 star this book. Where I personally landed was in the middle. So I gave it a 4. Um, it's hit and miss for me. Sometimes I'm really interested in what Corin is doing, how things do and don't work, and all that kind of stuff. And then other times I'm not as into it, and so it drags a little bit. Um, what else goes on with this book? It is it takes a while to get going. So I 4 starred this instead of 5 starring like I did the first 2 books because the pacing got dragged down a little bit. I still enjoyed the characters just as much. I still enjoyed the world just as much. I just didn't always care when Corin was going on one of his tangents. I enjoyed the character building and the relationships that continued to develop in this book. They're all very different. You don't come across these sort of characters very often. It's a whole lot of representation. So if you're looking for asexual characters, socially awkward characters, people who have gone through trauma, people who are struggling with their families, their identities, gender fluid, like there are so many different classes of representation in this book. So if you're looking for that, you might really find this book engaging and refreshing. So what else? The plot did eventually get going, and I enjoyed it all the way through the end. So the audiobook is amazing. If you haven't tried these on audio yet, I highly recommend it. These are long books, and it makes it just really enjoyable to listen to Nick Podell. So I've always enjoyed his narrations. I wait until the audiobook is out to read these because, one, I don't physically read very much, and 2, Nick Podell is amazing. So I do recommend this book with the caveat that if you weren't enjoying exploring magic with Corin, if that was a drag for you, if you kind of like skimmed through that, this might be a little bit of a struggle for you. However, I think because of the way it ended, I think things are going to kick off in book 4. So I think it's worth it, even if you struggle a little bit, because I hope that book 4 is going to take things to a whole big new level with the war and everything that's going on. So anyway, thank you so much for watching and have a wonderful day.